You know the drill. You see the new shiny makeup product, you pick it up, you use it for a couple of days, maybe even a couple of weeks, and then it goes into a drawer, likely the back of a drawer, never to be seen again. But every once in a while, you have those products that you pick up and you continue to use, maybe not for the rest of your life, but for a really long time. Today, we're gonna take a look at the fall collections. I'm gonna go over the things that I picked up, talk a little bit about the collections, and let's see if any of them are gonna end up as iconic products. I'm gonna do a review of the fall products, talk about the things that I reviewed, the things that I didn't, and the reasons why. And we're gonna see if any of these products are actually gonna end up being iconic. Are these gonna be products that everyone talks about in 5 years' time? Are they still gonna be in the top drawer of my desk, or are they going to be at the back of a drawer somewhere where I forget that I actually have them? I think there's one product that's going to be like iconic everyday kind of use. I think there's another product that's going to be iconic, not necessarily every day, but there's going to be a reason that it is. And I think a lot of these products are going to end up in a drawer, unfortunately. So let's get into it. We're going to go by brand and we're going to go alphabetically, make it easy. Byredo. There's the thing about Byredo. This is the Bibliophia. This is an excellent, excellent palette. I have no bad things to say about it. It's 18 shades. It's a good price for 18 shades, in my opinion, for luxury quality, and $120. It's beautiful. The shimmers shimmer. The metallics are metallicing. The mattes are incredibly smooth. All the good stuff. However, I don't think this particular one will be the one that everybody talks about. I think the one that everyone's going to talk about is the Mineralscapes, and that has, continued to be the color palette that everyone seems to either regret not buying or is thrilled that they picked up. So I definitely think this one is the best of the year. The quality is bar none. Like, there's nothing that even touches it. But I think the color story is a color story that is a little warm leaning and a little cool leaning. There's, we got 9 and 9 there. But I don't think it's an outstanding color story that people will continue to talk about years to come. I will continue to use it. I love the formula that much, but I don't put it in the iconic category. Chanel. Chanel came out with the Boutons collection, and I do think this will receive iconic status for years to come in the sense of the design. The fact that each one had these little button designs and the sleeves are all different. For those of you out there that are Chanel collectors or just, always want the most limited edition, like pieces, yes, absolutely. These will be ones that people have and they keep, and they'll have like an extra one that's never been touched because of the embossing. The formula is excellent. I have the Couture on my eyes today. I think it's beautiful. It tends to kind of blend together when you use the shimmer shade in there, but I think it's a very Couture, very beautiful brown look. And I will use this one. The silver in the Stellaire is like a stunning blue silver. It's gorgeous. But I don't think, again, that any of the products are so unique and so iconic in nature that somehow, we're going to be talking about this particular collection in 5 years. I think it's tougher to do these days because I just think, iconic status is harder to reach when you're getting inundated with products day in and day out. But I think there are still some Chanel collections, some particular Chanel releases where people still post pictures of, former collections or something, and they're like, wow. So I think, yes, there'll be a certain iconic nature to the embossing and the separate little sleeves, but I don't think it's iconic. I think it's just a good collection that people will remember. Chantecaille, they have their lipsticks that they came out with. These lipsticks are really good. I love the formula in these, and I think these are absolutely worth picking up if you like a good shiny lipstick. However, and I do, I am that kind of person. However, these do bleed. So if you have a more mature lip, and I hate that word, but I have no better word for it, and you have some lines outside your lips, that's the thing. They do look gorgeous on. Make sure if you do have lines, in my opinion, use the Tom Ford liners. It'll do the best to keep that line around your lips so you don't have bleeding. Therefore, I don't put them in an iconic status. They're not like the Tom Ford lipsticks when they were first released. I'm talking way back. Dior. Okay. So I did not pick up the Miss Dior collection. For me, this collection was a reiteration of everything that Dior has done before. The colors weren't particularly interesting, and the Miss Dior design is not my favorite design. Although I do have a Miss Dior with that emblem in a raincoat, believe it or not. And I do love that piece though, but it's different. It's ready to wear. It's not the same as makeup. So yeah, I don't think anyone's going to be talking about this. And to me, this one was a fail. Like that's why I didn't even pick it up. I don't think it was particularly interesting. However, I do know that during this time that Dior did Miss Dior, they also introduced a few new things, including the onstage lipsticks, which I still have not talked about. They're coming. I have one, so they're coming. And a couple of other pieces that kind of just were like hit or miss. I haven't heard anything that tells me that these things are, you know, must-have products. If I'm missing something, let me know. I know you will. But in my opinion, Dior Fall Collection, I have to put it in the fail category. Dolce & Gabbana came out with their Ever Icon eye palettes, which I think are exceptionally good. And I went back and forth on this because I think this is some of the best formulas I've seen in an eyeshadow palette at this price point. I also love the fact that on the back of the packaging, it tells you a night look and a day look. It's still not iconic though. The powder, the Solar Glow powder, that's iconic. This is a product that, again, with many of the ones I've just talked about, is excellent. And I think if you're somebody who loves a really good eyeshadow, you should pick this up. Like, you should buy it. I'm going to buy the other color stories. But you know, it's not a product, it's a product that I'm waiting for a sale on. An iconic product, a product that, like the Dior Air Flash foundation, which they discontinued. That's a product I would have picked up regardless of price. Solar Glow powder, I would have picked up regardless of price. You know, that's what I'm talking about. And they just don't come along very often. Givenchy. Givenchy came up with these a little bit earlier than technically fall, but I feel like for the US market, which is where I am, they are a fall product. These are the Prisme Libre bronzers. And this is very reminiscent of their powders. They also re-released their powders, their pressed powders, and they basically fixed what they broke when they took out the talc from their products. I wouldn't say it's as good as the originals, by the way, the powders, but I do think it's a lot better than what they came up with immediately following the change in the formula. This bronzer, however, is excellent. I have the lightest shade, so I can't talk about anything other than that. This is 001. But this is an excellent, excellent bronzer. It imparts a little bit of luminescence to the skin. It does not get muddy. It looks great on. It gives you everything you could possibly want in a cool toned, but a little bit of not shimmer, like luminescence in a bronzer. Like, it is a great, great product. I think it falls below iconic. I don't think this will be something that in years to come, people will be like, remember when Givenchy came out with their 4-shade bronzer? It's very close because I really can't think of anyone else who's done that. There's been other bronzers, Guerlain's done, and many of them that have different shades, in the design. And now, of course, Hermes has their blush with the horse with the different colors, which, by the way, I'm not picking up. But this is the first time that I think it's been really successful. So, I'm putting it in that Boutons, the Bibliophile, kind of like right below the iconic status. It's not iconic, but I do believe that it's something that people will look back and say, oh, this is a really good product. And I think you'll see more brands trying to do something similar. Guerlain. So Guerlain came up with fragrance, the Shalimar 100, which I absolutely do think will be iconic. It is not, of course, a makeup product, but it is a beauty product. Perfume definitely falls under beauty. And I would certainly say that the 100-year Shalimar is a different take on Shalimar. It's a different take on the design name of Shalimar. It's a different take on the scent itself. If you are a fan of Shalimar, I would absolutely pick it up. I think it's going to make a great gift for the holidays. And honestly, I wish they had done more. I wish they had more different bottles that weren't like, $10,000 so that you could get different bottles with it. I think it's a gorgeous fragrance, absolutely worth buying. And that I think will be iconic in the perfume sense of Guerlain because it's 100 years of a perfume. And that doesn't happen very often. When it comes to the makeup, there were 2 quads that I reviewed that I really like. Birdie Beige and Emerald Feather. I think they're both beautiful. I really love what they did with the color stories. I think Birdie Beige is one of the best neutrals I have seen. And, you know, I really can't say anything bad about either one of them. I think they're excellent. However, again, these aren't iconic products. The colors are beautiful. The color stories are great, but the packaging isn't anything that, you know, I'm gonna look back on, like the denim collection. I still talk about that denim collection. I still see pictures of the denim collection. That's not this. The formulas are excellent. It's absolutely worth buying. And if you like either one of those color stories, I would suggest picking them up, but not an iconic moment. Hermes. Hermes has their Ombre Optiques. They also came out with their shade Rose Mauve and their really cool packaging with little circles on it. I can't find it. Like, it's one of my favorite shades, and I've been traveling so much. I'm pretty sure I brought it with me on one of the trips, and I cannot find it anywhere. So I either lost it, which would really make me mad, or it's just somewhere and I can't find it, which is what I'm hoping for. But that is a great shade. Again, not iconic, but fantastic. The Ombre Optique, it is a really beautiful color story. Again, I find this to be a lot more usable than I think people gave it credit for being. I've done a number of looks with it, and I think that if that's something that you're interested in picking up as like a holiday gift for someone, excellent choice. I really do think it's more usable than people think. But again, Hermes didn't do anything really unique in the sense of what Hermes always does in the packaging for the shades or anything that I'm gonna look back in 5 years and be like, oh yes, that was the year Optiques came out. Like, I know I'm being harsh, but if you're gonna use the word iconic, you have to be harsh. Laura Mercier. This is the under eye powder in the different shades. I do really love this product. I have it on. I think it's really good for under eyes. I like the peach and the soft pink, but I just can't say it's iconic because it's not like the By Terry powder that came out forever ago that everybody was wearing and you had that big white swipe under your eyes. It is definitely a step forward in under eye powder, but I do think there are other products that are close to being as good. This one's the best, but there are some, like the Westman Atelier press powder is extremely good. The Suku is really good. There's the lavender powder. There's the Prada powder that is green. I mean, it's not necessarily for under eyes, but you get the point. So I think it's exceptional, like I've said about many of these products, but I don't think it's iconic. I think it's really good, but that's not the same. Now we come to the product that absolutely will be iconic. It won't be for the reasons of quality or even really design. That is the Louis Vuitton collection. First of all, it is the launch of the Louis Vuitton beauty space. Of course, they've had perfumes before. In fact, their new perfume, Fantasia, I think it is, or something like that, is beautiful if you like vanilla. If you like vanilla, just buy it. I'm serious. It's that good. If you're a vanilla lover, like if you're somebody who just knows you're gonna like a warm vanilla, spicy vanilla, just buy it. It's that good. I'm buying it. I was in LA last week and yeah, I tried it out in person. It's stunning. I will buy it here. So, of course, this is an iconic launch. It is the first time Louis Vuitton has branched into makeup. You have Pat McGrath, who's designed the entire collection. The packaging is stunning. I've talked about this endlessly. However, that's not what everyone's gonna remember. Everyone's gonna remember the price point. Everyone's gonna remember that the lipsticks are $160, as are the balms, and the eyeshadows with the case are $250. And how, well, you know, no matter what side you're on, there was so much brouhaha over all of this, so much free PR, and wherever you land on the collection, whether you are offended by it, never want to talk about it, or if it's your most favorite thing ever, you have to, once you try it, recognize that the eyeshadows are really well done. They are very subtle. They are very soft. They're very elegant. They are not. They're not Hermes. They're not Byredo. They're not any of that. But they do have a quality, and they do have a look on the eye that is stunning. It is beautiful. Again, it might not be for you, but they did a great job for what they created and their market. However, the $250 is for the compact. It's not for the eyeshadow. I mean, that's just a given. And the refills are very pretty. I will pick up other color stories eventually. It's not a priority right now. The lipsticks. This is my favorite lipstick. I have it on right now. I keep it in my purse. I love the lipstick. I have a good friend, Ramiro, who is an SA for Louis Vuitton, who has sent me 4 shades of the lipsticks to try out for all of you. I'll have a short up soon with that. 2 mattes, 2 satins, so you can see other shades. But I will tell you right now, this 202 is a stunning lipstick. It stays on, it doesn't bleed, it looks good all day, it leaves a stain. It is my favorite. It is expensive? Yeah, it's very expensive, and you're paying for the name and the case and all of that good stuff. That simple. So the quality, in my opinion, of the lipstick is outstanding. I love it. The lip balm, not so much. The thing about the lip balm is that it is really beautiful, and as long as I live in Massachusetts, where currently it is pouring, by the way, which is not unusual in the fall and spring, it's very humid and it's fine. If you try to wear this product in a dry climate and you have dry lips or even just normal lips, you're not going to be happy. So, in my opinion, given the price point and given the over Louis Vuitton, the balm is a fail. The lipstick is absolutely iconic, and I will use it every single day. And the rest of the collection is iconic for, frankly, you know that saying, no publicity is bad publicity. If you believe that, it's gonna be an iconic launch. Sisley came up with their I'm looking for the best way to say this, because they have had quads before, but this is the first time I think they have invested the same time and energy into creating a quad that is as good as any other product that Sisley creates. I did a video on Sisley, hopefully I'll remember to link it. It is a phenomenal line. It is a phenomenal brand of products. And I do find that many of my more affluent friends use this brand, like sometimes exclusively. And I get it. Most of them are older. And this brand does spend a lot of time and energy on the quality and the skincare effects of their products. And this eyeshadow is no exception. It is excellent. It's expensive, but it's excellent. And I have the Tender Toffee. I am going to pick up the other shade. Iconic? No. Extremely good and part of a collection that I think is, a permanent part of the line. Excellent choice by Sisley. An excellent choice for any of you who are interested in picking something up that are really invested in quality. It's worth it. If you are somebody who spends your time and energy on other things, and frankly, you're putting your money on things like more pigmented or more shimmery products, I don't think that one's for you. Tom Ford came out with eyeliners in new shades. There's like a aqua purple and a blue. They look gorgeous. And I actually love the formula of the Tom Ford gel eyeliners, and I will probably pick up all 3 of those shades before they disappear, because Tom Ford has been coming out with things and then getting rid of things. And then they came out with their fabulous lipsticks, which they're not they look great, but they're more like that smudged sort of matte looking thing, which is just not me. And now they're gonna have their special lipsticks. I forgot the name. I'll have it pop up. And those look beautiful. And if they're as good as I hear they may be, then excellent. And of course the holiday collection, which I'm also not picking up. But the thing is, Tom Ford hasn't really been relevant in the same way as they were when they came out for a long time. When they reintroduced their lipsticks and their lip liners, I did a video about how will this reinvigorate Tom Ford, and I believe that the lipsticks and the lip liners are exceptional, especially the liners. Those liners are the best liners I've ever used so far, and I'll stand by that. I think they're just phenomenal. But I don't think, and I think those are iconic, but I don't think it's led to Tom Ford being considered iconic again. So we'll see what happens with this new Tom Ford lipstick launch. The cases that I'll, have the pictures go up. They are unique. They are interesting. The lipsticks are going to have to be really special though to push Tom Ford into that iconic room with the others. Victoria Beckham, 2 products. Now again, this is all fall. This is not the holiday collection. The first product is her Color Wash Water Tint. This is the first product by Victoria Beckham that I think is a fail. I have it on. I think it's a beautiful look. I think it looks great on. But guys, you have to drop it on something, and unless you have a palette, you're using the back of your hand. It stains your hand. It stains your fingers. And it's not fun to use, right? So I just, it's to me, these are my opinions. Yeah, I think it's a fail and I don't like it. On the opposite end of the spectrum, however, are the foundation drops. These, I think we will look back and be like, wow, that's an iconic product. And let me tell you why. And people have asked me, like, why do you like it so much better than Lisa Eldridge? Is it a lot better or just a little bit better? It's the skincare benefits that are in this product. This is a combination of Victoria Beckham and Augustinus Bader. And Augustinus Bader, if you're not familiar, is a dermatologist who's done skincare. And I love the Augustinus Bader line. All the skincare is fantastic. It's exceedingly expensive. But the more you use this, the better your skin looks. Another product is offering incredible glowy coverage that feels like nothing, that makes your skin look better and looks great all day. I was wearing this throughout my trips, and when I was in Dallas and when I was in LA, and you'll see videos soon, skin looked great by the end of the day. And yes, it had gotten a little sweaty, and yes, it had like come off a little bit, but it comes off in a really natural way that makes you just look healthy. Like, it is exceptionally good product, and I think it deserves that iconic designation. Yves Saint Laurent mini clutches. They had the Underexplored Garden and the other shade, which I've just forgotten the name of. Hopefully it'll go up. I think they're beautiful. I think they're stunning. They're part of the regular collection, the core collection, which I think is great. I think Saint Laurent has done a wonderful job with their blushes and their eyeshadows and everything that they've done. Not iconic. Sorry, are out there. The blushes, maybe. And the blushes actually weren't part of the fall collection, although new shades were. The blushes came out earlier than that. But at the end of the year, when I do my end of the year wrap up, and when I have my 5-year on YouTube video where I talk about all the products and, you know, talk about the ones that are complete fails and which ones that are iconic products, the blushes might be in there, guys, because they're so good. They're so good, and I think either at a great price point, most people can use them. There's satins, there's ones that are more matte, there's ones that have like a little bit more shimmer to them. There's so many different shades. The blushes maybe, but the eyeshadows, although really good, I can't put them in the iconic category. All right, guys, those are all the iconic, excellent, good, and fails for the fall collections of 2025. I can't wait to hear from all of you about what I missed, because you'll let me know what you think of my ranking and how bad or how good it is. I'll be doing these more often so you guys can get a visual about, you know, what you should be picking up in the future. Again, the products that fall in the excellent and good categories, there's going to be sales. In fact, I'll be posting soon. There's going to be a lot of sales. And the products that fall into the icon status, in my opinion, pick them up when you can, because I think they're worth it. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it. And I hope to see you in another video really soon.